Hello again, this is BGFH, back again on the Illegally Cited YouTube channel, and I thought we'd do another little Let's Play. A while back, we had taken a quick look at the shareware episode of Doom and a look at Doom 2. And during, I think it was toward the end of the Let's Play for the Doom shareware, I had mentioned that around that time of recording that, I discovered via YouTube a new mod for the original Doom, and it was called Brutal Doom, and I didn't know anything about it. I just watched the video and I'm like, holy crap, this is crazy. And I didn't know if it was just some mod that had surfaced like a long time ago and someone just covered it now. But what I actually found when researching it a little bit further was that it's actually a very new mod. I'm recording this around the time version 1.8 came out. I probably won't be uploading these videos for a while, but I just wanted to get the recording done. But so the game is actually fairly new, so it's amazing to me that, you know, like I said in the earlier Doom videos, is that Doom is still awesome. The vanilla original Doom is still awesome today. It's still really fun. People still play it. It comes out on dang near every platform imaginable. And people are still, amazingly enough, making mods. And so what I thought I would do is, this kind of really got me in the mood to play a little bit more Doom, and I thought, well, let's continue the Let's Play, and let's try to get through the second episode. So this time we're not going to be using Vanilla Doom. This time we're going to be using Brutal Doom. And also, in addition to Brutal Doom, the actual mod, I'm also using, as you can tell in the background, not quite so much MIDI music here. The original MIDI music is still great, it's still awesome, still one of my favorite MIDI soundtracks, but on the Brutal Doom website they had a link to basically a WAD file, which is just kind of an info file that Doom used back in the day for different information. But basically a whole series of Doom metal remixes from the original MIDIs. People have made metal versions of them, and I gotta tell you, they're pretty awesome. I played through the original shareware episode again just the other day, just to go through and play it, and these I'm gonna have to find these songs just in MP3 form or something, and because they're pretty great. I like them a lot. So what we'll do is we'll probably split everything up into one video per level or so. But before we actually get into the meat of the game, this first video I want to go through a few things with you guys before actually playing the game, because there is a little bit more to playing this than just downloading Brutal Doom and playing it. So if you want to try this and play this mod on your own, I will also have a post around the time whenever I upload this. I will post something in my blog, you know, illegally-cited.wordpress.com, and I will give some links to where you can get Brutal Doom and that metal soundtrack, maybe the little support page, and whatever else I have on yes, the first step. So before you can even play Brutal Doom, you have to have the original Doom, obviously, for the Doom WAD file. You can get that in a variety of different ways via Steam. Actually, mine, it recognized it through my Doom 3 BFG edition, surprisingly enough, both Doom 1 and Doom 2, in which this is Brutal Doom is compatible with both of those. But then on top of that, you also have to have a mod called, there's a few different versions. I'm using GZ Doom, which is an update that has been out for a little while that adds some extra enhancements like mouse look, better graphics, interface tweaks, higher resolution, some lighting, Just a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff. I'm not even sure, because this is the first time I've actually used GZ Doom, so I'm not quite sure where GZ Doom leaves off. And then, I mean, I know sort of what Brutal Doom does, but you know, I don't want to say this is what added this and whatever, but in order to play Brutal Doom, you have to have GZ Doom. So, you have to download that, and again, I will put links into a blog post so you guys can figure out where to go to grab these things. Once this GZ Doom is installed or downloaded, basically what you do is you unpack it into its own folder, and then you copy the Brutal Doom and the the metal soundtrack into the same folder. And there's a command line way to do it, and I think you can do it through a batch file, but everywhere I mainly look, the easiest way is you highlight those, you know, you control click on them, or however you want to do it, to select the Brutal Doom and the soundtrack files, and you drag them over the GZ Doom executable. And what that does is it tells, okay, run GZ Doom, and let's make use of these other mod files. So again, I'll try to explain that a little bit more in the post, and like I said, you can definitely go look at the various descriptions around on the different websites for each one of these mods. So that's just getting the game running. Like I said, it's a little more complicated than just installing a game. Modern days, good old, you know, the good old days of getting things to work in DOS. It kind of brings you back. So this is our new main menu here. Looks pretty much the same. I'm going to go into options though, because with the combination of GZ Doom and Brutal Doom, you remember when I did the options screen and I talked about visually how everything looked? Basically, there's a lot more. So here we've got, I mean, just loads of options, and especially on this background here, what I'm going to do, we're going to get some different music as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, because I do want to point out a few things that I would recommend changing when playing this. I'm going to go to New Game. I'm going to do the first episode just to get something going here. And check that out. There's your metal remix of E1M1. Frickin' great. Alright, so we've got a much darker background here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit escape and go back to our menu here. Go to options. A little bit easier to see than that cluttered main menu, that kind of splash screen that we had. So that's a trick that I'll often use in games where if the menu is an overlay of the game itself, sometimes that's really tough to see. I will purposely try to find like a dark background or a plain background or something that contrasts with the coloring of the menu. So like I said, we've got way more options in this variant of Doom versus vanilla Doom. So customized keyboard, you're gonna want to go in there. And this brings me to the one bug, or something, I could be doing something wrong, I don't know. One of the things that they've added with both GZ Doom and Brutal Doom is now you actually have to reload. So you've got your shotgun and a couple other guns that actually need to be reloaded. You notice that if I arrow down, right here, reload, I have it set to R, and no matter what I do, it does not let me reload. I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong, I don't know if it's something with the different versions of the WAD files, I don't know, whatever, but essentially the one thing that is going to make this harder for me to play on these videos is that I just have to shoot, and then when I run out of ammo, it'll just auto reload when my clip is empty. So not as efficient, and I get into some situations where it can be pretty hairy. So maybe you'll have better luck than I will, but other than that, all these other things that I've configured do work. By default, you're going to have your arrow keys as move left and right, forward and backward. I'm so used to the WASD model now that I changed those. There's a few other keys they've added for, you still have your open doors, naturally. They've added a jump if you want to use that. I'm playing a little pier, so I'm not really using that, trying not to anyway. And I'll get into some other stuff, but you basically do want to go in here and tweak the controls to your liking, and there's a lot of them, so you want to look through those. The other thing that I would recommend is going under mouse, and if I go down, which one is it? Yeah, always mouse look. I turn that on and then adjust my sensitivity up there higher, my general sensitivity. That will allow you not only just to use, now you can look up and down, which is something Doom, the original Doom and Doom 2 wouldn't let you do. So again, they've modernized it some. That's another tweak I would recommend. Then you want to go down to display options here. And you can play with God only knows a bunch of stuff in here. But I will typically go to this first option here, this OpenGL stuff. And I will go to and look at some of these options and see what's in here. But essentially what I want is set video. That's actually the one I really want. You really want to go down to like the screen format here, and if you have a widescreen monitor, change the aspect ratio to like 16:9 or 4:3 depending on what you have, because when I first came in here it looked really kind of messed up. And then you can choose your resolutions, far higher than the original Doom was. I don't know what the top resolution for the original Doom was, maybe 640 by 480, but I don't even know if it was that much. But now, as you can tell, I'm running up to 1080p here, so you're still going to notice some blurry textures, obviously, when you're up close, but it looks a hell of a lot better than it used to, so not bad. And depending on how, when you first get in, some of this stuff may be a little harder to see, the text may be a little blurrier, depending on how your graphics are set up. So it may be a little bit tricky to get everything set up, but once you do, it'll remember it and you won't have to worry about it. But like I said, with this mod, it's not as easy as just going in, playing it. These are just some of the recommendations that I would recommend when you first go into the game, because otherwise you're going to start and you're going to be like, what the heck is going on here? So I'm going to start the Let's Play officially in the next video, I figure, but just to give you a little bit more background here, we're in the first E1M1. I will putz around a little bit in this level just to show you some of the differences, based on what you've already seen. So I'm going to go back into the game here. You notice I don't have a pistol. First off, they changed it so the pistol in the original Doom, admittedly, is a pretty shitty weapon. It's, not great. Now, and also we have alternate fire. Scope, I can look down the sights. Some of the weapons have that. Some of them actually have alternate fire modes. So I'm going to show you a little bit here. Let's run in here because we're on a harder difficulty. Oh geez, get my ass kicked already. I will also mention this game is freaking hard. Not only did they tweak everything, I'm waiting for that guy to go up the steps, but he's not gonna. Oh shit, there he is. Oh, and I also mentioned this game is really bloody. That's probably one thing I should have mentioned earlier is, yeah, if you don't like a lot of blood, you probably want to stop watching. This game is freaking crazy. Like I said, we've got these natural lighting here. which I can also zoom down like that. Breakable lights. So again, it's not letting me reload, but if I keep shooting, it will reload manually. So, oh, also, let's shoot this one. Boom. Barrels are a lot more dangerous to your health. So what I was actually getting at earlier was that not only did they make engine tweaks, but they made it a hell of a lot harder, I think. There's a lot going on here. Come on. Oh man, and I just ate it. So that is just, like I said, those are some of the changes that GZ Doom and Brutal Doom have added. So I will end this video here, and I will see you guys in the next video for the official start of the Let's Play for the episode 2 of Doom.